And we are live. Hey, Tange, thank you for coming. Hi, Lady K, what's up? Thank you for coming. And today we have Lady Blind Wolf here. Guys, we are dealing with a little bit of internet issues on both ends, so just bear with us if there's any technology goings on. It's okay. It's just our superpowers. Don't question it. Just gonna give it a sec. Give people time to get the notification and all.
It's cool. I needed to grab an ashtray anyway.
Alrighty. And I need to share this. Alrighty. All right, so thank you so much for coming today, Lady Blind Wolf.
That's no problem.
And we'll just get started.
Sorry about the background.
That's all right. We're having a bit of a lag. So if I wait a moment, I'm just waiting for it to clear up a bit. Hi, Lunar. Welcome. Hail the darkness.
No problem.
Oh, feeling it today. Hi, Rochelle. Welcome. Thank you for coming. Thank you all. Again, guys, where I'm having slight lag or like technological issues, it's just our superpower. Ignore it, okay? We're going to try to muster through it. And she's just a shapeshifter, okay? That's all. Don't question it.
My fault. My signal sucks.
Mine does too lately, though.
My signal sucks.
So the first question, can you tell us about your YouTube channel and any other platforms you are on?
Well, I go by Lady Blind Wolf on Instagram and TikTok, and I go by April Wolf on Facebook, although I'm not on that page much. When it comes to the channel, I had debated on starting it because there was a lot going on. And Noah Tempest Story encouraged me to start it. And when I started, I wanted to do witchcraft from a blind person's perspective because there weren't that many of us in the community. But as time went on and you and I met, and then we started the TikToks together, and then the lady Grave Dancer had left YouTube, and I thought, well, who's going to carry the torch on? Somebody's going to have to. So then I decided to start sort of like a teaching type of situation with my channel. I've been doing a lot of history because I feel it's important for the newer ones to know about our history.
I agree. Forgive me, I'm trying not to talk over you, but also see if you're still with us, honey.
It said trouble with my internet on my phone, so.
Oh, well, you're back. We got you.
Okay.
Internet gods, once again. All right. So yeah, guys, go and check her out. I will have her link in the description. I probably should have prepared that, but when I get off here, I will have it there. Sorry about that. So the second question is, do you know your zodiac sun, moon, and rising in whatever system that you use?
Well, I use Western, but according to Western, I'm a Gemini sun, Capricorn moon, and Aquarius rising from the research that I had done.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about your personal path and spiritual practice?
Astrology and numerology.
Uh-oh.
Well, I guess I guess I would have to describe myself as eclectic, but I lean towards more what you would call Appalachian conjure, due to my ancestry and things like that. So, but I had just started working with La Santísima Muerte. So,
Nice. Hello, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining. How long ago did you start your path?
well, I started in Wicca in the 90s, and I moved to a different town, and it was a very small town and Bible Belt town. So I kind of left it alone, and so I guess I'd have to say like almost 7 years total.
Nice. Wow. You've learned, like, you've known a lot, like, in that amount of time. Just knowing you personally, I'm, like, surprised. Uh-oh. Well, I was not prepared for that, guys. I feel so, like, exposed. It's just like, screw you. Boom. Hi. Let's see if she comes back. Sorry about that. The internet has just been horrible today. Did the whole thing stop? Can you guys see me? Am I coming through all right, or am I messed up as well? Michelle's like, I know that feeling. This is what I get for challenging the internet gods, I guess. Uh-oh. Oh, here we go. Okay. I think you're muted, honey.
Okay.
Alrighty. Yay,
I didn't
she's
want
back.
to come in and messing the phone up, so.
Alrighty. So, do you have any paranormal experiences you would like to share with us?
Go. Oh, she's mad.
The cat?
I was yelling at one of them. Oh, I've had so many. And as you know, we had some stuff happen here with this house because you and I had talked about that before.
Right.
Right. So, I mean, basically, I didn't know that a lot of my stuff was paranormal experiences until I came back to paganism. And so I did a whole series on my channel. I think it was called Ghost Experience Challenge, where I had talked a lot about my paranormal experiences.
Interesting.
There's just been too many. It would take up your hour to talk about them all.
Well, then maybe we'll just have to do more in the future. Alrighty. So,
Right.
do you believe in aliens?
I didn't know that I was. I've. It's not something. Anything is possible as far as I'm concerned. I mean, there's too much that's been unexplained.
I agree.
Or there not to be, in my opinion.
Oh. Hi. Welcome, honey. Uh-oh. Okay, I think I hear you again. Do you believe in aliens or extraterrestrials or hired? Oh, wait, is that what you just answered? Sorry. Yeah, it's kind of in and out, so it's confusing me a little. I'm sorry if I'm asking you the same thing over and over.
Yeah, it's okay.
Work. Hold on. touch my power. Work.
No, ma'am. Oh, her.
Oh, I see the kitty.
Fight.
I see it.
Her and I. No, you know better. I'd rather it be her than my 15 pounds of orange chaos, but. What,
So,
you want to be famous? Is that your deal?
yeah, bring her on. Aw.
Little Kira.
Hey, kitty.
You happy now? Okay.
I love cats so much. All I can think of is Freya. Oh. Anyway, speaking of...
We have three currently. And then we have a dog. And then we have a hamster and a hedgehog. So,
speaking of deities, how many have you worked with, would you say?
I have to say that La Santissima Muerte is probably my first, because up until like the last 3 or 4 months, I did like elements and ancestral magic and spirit animal type of working, but she's my first deity. I never really worked with deities up until now.
Nice. Hey, she's a good one, though.
She lets me know.
I would love. I really want to work with her. Oh, sorry if I'm talking over you. I'm just trying to work with the lag. I swear I don't mean it. Okay.
When you get into that and it's okay. It's all right. It's okay.
Okay. I can hear you now.
The Hispanic form of magic, it's a lot different than what you're used to. It's a lot different.
Yeah, I was looking into some Satanist and Luciferian places, like in Spain, which ain't too far.
Okay. I was gonna say with the magic indigenous to her, because I do it from the indigenous aspect, not the Catholic Christian aspect, which is gonna make a lot of people mad. But their form of magic is way different than ours.
Like a different current, yeah. Yeah, I look at it as working with almost any other death deity, different. But yeah, I could see why. But so what would you say the best spell you ever did was?
There's a lot of there's a lot of similarities with. Well, the neighbors, I've had some issues, and there's been some hot foot powder put down, and now they're not going to be my neighbors soon. I took some witch's salt, and no, that wasn't the cat, but I'll have to fix that. Witch's salt once, and put it out to make someone leave us alone, and within 2 weeks, the landlord was packing the person up and getting them out. So that, and of course, erectile dysfunction spells are, bit of a special.
I love that one. That's my favorite story. Tell us, or do you want to tell? You don't have to if you don't want to, but I love her her story of the impotence. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm good.
Wow, that looked unique. Did that look like a bunch of symbols to you guys too? Like for a moment there?
That's why dating is not exactly. When you're pagan, you tend to scare them because. What? Aw. I agree.
Yeah, that's what I'm like, shapeshifter. Wow. Okay. Well, guys, I am so sorry for this, but let's try one more time. You're muted again, honey, just to let you know.
I keep doing that when I go to fix it.
There we go. All right. So we'll give it another try. And if not, we'll try to return and do it again. Sorry, guys. All righty. Now, I'm sorry, there was so much lag, I kind of lost where.
You were laughing about my erectile dysfunction spells.
That's right. Do you want to tell that story? Because I'm here for it. I'm sure other evil people would like to laugh at it too. So can we hear
Well, if some of you know, we've been having issues with the neighbors in the other apartments, so I put one on the neighbor downstairs. Apparently, she went to somebody else.
it? Nice.
Well, you act like, huh?
Was it showing up on yours that you left? Or
Yeah.
oh, okay. Watch this back and you'll be like, whoa, like, because it's just it's funny though, it's great, but we will definitely have to do this again, sweetie. But favorite TV shows and movies?
Oh, The Witcher, The
Oh,
Powers
I
of
did too.
Matthew Starr. That's a bit before your time. Beauty and the Beast. That one's also a bit before your time. And if you go on Facebook, you can find it's an older movie. It was called Robin Hood and the Sorcerer. And then they made it into a TV series for a bit on Showtime, and you'd probably like it. Robin of Sherwood, and it's Robin Hood from the pagan perspective.
Oh, nice. I'd like to see that. That's cool. Someone says 9 knots, tie him up. That one I love. I've used that a few times. I love Witcher. Ooh, I gotta watch that actually. I want the game too, but okay. Favorite song and book.
Okay, there's too many. Because I read all the time. I say the most challenging book would have had to have been Jane Eyre, because in large print the books were a lot bigger, and it was the large print version. It was over 1,000 pages. So that was probably one of my most memorable books. But as far as favorite song, there's too many. I don't have like one particular favorite.
Yeah, it would be hard to choose. If someone asked me that question too, I would just go on probably a remix, a really long one of multiple songs.
I do like a lot of 70s and 80s type stuff, and I'm an avid Prince fan, so.
Oh, yeah. I wanna know you. Oh, okay. Divination methods you like to use.
Tarot. I'm still studying tarot. I do oracle, a lot of pendulum work, and I made a spirit board back here, a pendulum board, and I'm with letters and numbers on it, and I'm learning to work with that. I can candle read. I use glass as an amplifier, and I can fire scribe, but I have to have it. If I point the phone at the fire, and then videotape it, and then screenshot it, I can blow it up, and I can see the images in the fire. And of course, I use animals as a form of divination also. And I'm working on getting better at claromancy and cartomancy.
Yeah, the cartomancy. I love
That
pendulums too. Oh, go
well,
ahead,
that
Emma.
set that you had talked about, where you would take 2 rocks and make 13 white and 13 black. I did that with wood cubes, but they're not red and black. It's purple and black.
Oh, that's cool.
So I made my own set.
Good colors too. um, do you know about any possible past lives you've had? Have you had any dreams or any like downloads when it comes to past lives or
Well, aside from my ancestors apparently telling me I need to get laid, uh, I had done like some ancestral stuff, and I don't know if it was necessarily ancestral or past life. Apparently, there was a Native American in my family that was a bit of a player, and apparently there was a woman in my family that was denied her abilities to practice, so she kind of wasn't her actual self, and I think that might have put her into some depression. And there was something with children, the children dying, that I had found out about when I did stuff with the ancestral reads. And I know through Tangi that I had a ancestor named Rowena who was a medium.
that's cool. And what would you say your strongest like psychic ability or do you have a strong ability or maybe a skill that you feel you're
Well,
stronger in?
sometimes, like when I watch you guys, I can kind of see things behind you guys or at the side of you guys. Now, I've been on chat with Lady, and I don't see like full things. It's like smoke, and sometimes the smoke is dark, and sometimes it's not. Other than like with Maria, hers seems to be real. Maybe it's because she uses angels. But with Lady Adara, I can't see like a fully formed person. Now, when I was
Right.
a kid, I could, I guess, but they're not fully formed to me. And then I don't know, just apparently from what you guys have told me, because I didn't know I could do this either, I'm clairaudient. See, I didn't know I had these abilities. I just thought I was a sensitive, but then you guys are like, no, you're not. Guess what?
I've told you though since like
Yeah.
we've talked, I
So
think you're a
here,
seer.
right. Well, you told me, and Tanshi told me, and I'm like, okay. So here I'm all these things I didn't know I had the ability to do, and now I'm like kind of trying to learn how to work with them, so to speak.
Right, which makes sense. Rochelle asks, can you tell us about each of ours? Like what do you see around each of us normally? And then Tam
Well,
said yes.
yours is darker, but it's funny because when I've seen everybody's looks different. Like yours is darker, and it's always on the opposite side of everybody else. Now,
Me or
Maria's,
Rochelle?
you.
Oh,
And Rochelle's is like white and cloudy, and it's always behind her. And it's not every time. I don't see it every time.
right.
But Lavender Moon, hers is always in her door. I can see things in her door.
You'd
Like
be
there's a
right. I see them too.
right. There's the Native American girl I've seen in her door, like in her, not standing, but like an image in her door. And I think she's like the only one I can kind of see a lot better than everybody else's.
So would mine be would mine be
Yeah.
standing like on the left?
Yeah, which would explain because you're more LPA or LHP. So to me
Yeah.
that kind of made sense. But yeah.
Oh, Rochelle says she's seen it in her door also. See, I've seen that behind Rochelle too, though, what you've described. But I've seen kind of like both. It's really interesting. That is cool.
Well, sometimes it kind of throws me off because she sits behind where she sits, and it's like, is that the sun? And I'll just be like up on the screen. I'm like, oh no, it's not. But
Right.
with Lady Night, it's always in her door. So for everybody, it's different.
Right. Wow. That is interesting. Thank you for sharing that with us. Um, what is something that most people do not know about you that you would like them to know? What's something people may overlook or
When I was younger, I was a very, very bad girl, and I used to hustle for pool. I hustle pool for money and drinks.
pool, like the
Pool.
game?
Yeah, yeah,
I love that.
yeah.
I do.
I
I
could
did
walk
too.
into I could walk into a bar with enough money for one beer and have two or three beers and still have that dollar something in my pocket. But
I
yeah,
love that.
we used to hustle pool back in the day. And then when we would win, my friend would rub it in their faces that I was blind, and then no, she's not. And then they would say, she'd tell them, go ask her dad. Her dad works at such and such. Of course, and they'd go ask my dad because he managed a bar. My dad would come home. Yeah, you were out playing pool last night, weren't you? Yeah.
That is awesome. One day when I get to meet you, we have to play a game because I love me some pool, man. I
I'm rusty as hell, but back in the
probably
day,
am too.
only useful thing I got from public school was learning how to play pool.
And spooky experience that happened because of the location you live.
It was a couple days ago. My Bluetooth speaker started going off, and it wasn't hooked up to my phone, and it was playing music. It wasn't hooked up to my phone. And then I woke up and I've heard singing in a language I can't understand.
That's right. Oh, Starlight Spellsinger, welcome.
Hello, my dear.
Oh, she says she too is blind. Well, I love that too. Welcome.
Yeah, we have the same eye condition.
Oh, okay. Well, everyone's welcome here. Thanks for coming. Alrighty. Oh, favorite witch in history.
Oh, Lord.
I know there's a lot. You can name a few if you want, or whichever.
I wouldn't necessarily, Tituba, but in a way though that kind of backfired on her, because had she not been teaching, which goes to show you need to be careful who you teach. It's not necessarily that I have a favorite witch, but I'd have to say, well, to me, Queen Boadicea was a practitioner at some point, so I'd have to say her.
Nice. I really like Alice Cateller's story in Ireland, The Last Witch of Ireland, because she managed to use her wits and outsmart them and completely disappear off the face of the earth and get away with it. I mean, that was like, wow.
There's a lady here called Irene Ray, I believe is her name. I'm going to have to go back and look. But she was kicked out of her town for being a practitioner in my state.
Wow. Wow. Crazy. Smaller towns too, though. The one I grew up in, I was emo, gothy, punkish. I mean, I don't know, something about them towns. They like, yeah.
Yeah, I went through a little goth phase in high school.
Knew it. What are your favorite animals?
Well, definitely the wolf, the hawk, the eagle, of course, the raven and the owl, the horse. Those are just some that come off the top of my head.
Oh yeah. Especially the owls and ravens, but I love horses too. That's awesome.
The dolphin, because I feel like I have a deep connection to the ocean, so that would have to be another one.
Ooh, I wonder if that has to do with. See, my mind's going to DNA and ET stuff again. I'm like,
the
ooh,
Aquarius. Yeah, and the
serious.
Aquarius. Even though
Atlantis.
Aquarius isn't a water sign, but
Yeah. Where was I? Oh, I wanted to ask before I ask the next one. Did you ride horses?
yeah. At the blind school, we had ponies on campus. And then when I went to blind camp, I rode. And then my neighbor had a horse in our backyard. So I grew up around horses.
Nice. And oh, do you know your blood type?
I think it was A positive. I believe it's been a minute. I know it was a positive. I'm not Rh negative, that I know, which is odd because I know those with
Yeah, I'm
Rh
positive.
negative blood, right?
Yeah, they say that, but I think they actually just spread it, the misinformation stuff about like blood types to confuse us. I think they're all valid and all mean certain different things, but
Like
we
with
can't
stars.
really prove it. Right, right. Yeah. um Do you believe in mythological creatures that may still be around, or like cryptids, or
I've always had a thing about unicorns and dragons, and because of my ancestry, I've been doing a lot of research when it concerns Cherokee. And I've been learning a lot about the Native American Fae and some of the animals I can't pronounce, but there is actually like a Cherokee form of a dragon, and I cannot pronounce the name of it. And I was trying to find pictures, but I couldn't. But so I've been kind of like learning and studying a lot from their perspective. I mean, I have a lot of Celtic too. So like the griffin and the dragon and the unicorn and things like that, I feel like I've just always had a thing for those. I had fairy tale shit all over my room as a teenager.
yeah, so. Yeah. Well, Beauty and the Beast too. I love that, or fairy tales. Just something about it.
Well, here it was out. It was a TV series in the U.S. and it was probably before your time. Rochelle would know, and probably Tangi, but it was a TV series, and it wasn't from the actual fairy tale perspective.
What was it called again? Sorry.
Beauty and the Beast. But it was like a different version of it.
The TV show.
Right. It was based in New York.
Ooh. That's cool. I thought you meant like the actual Disney movie.
No, Purple Rain and Beastmaster were my favorite movies, but no, it was a TV. You could probably find it on YouTube, but it was based in New York.
Something funny here. For one, synchronicities have been flying in constantly all day for the past 2-3 days for me. The moment Rochelle put this in the comments when you were talking, also the time of the live was at 3333. Oh, she does remember it. Yep, and Carla. Yeah, and Tange.
Yeah.
Oh, and Witch the Meadows. Wow. I might have to watch this. I want to be in the cool club.
Oh, there was another one called V, and it was started out as a mini TV series, like a mini series, and then they made it into a TV series. So yeah, that was another one, and it was about aliens coming to the planet. They'd all remember that one too, because they're all around my age.
Wow. Yeah, I really liked the remake, like the movie they did. I think it's just
and
called
then they
Beast,
canceled
though.
it. Yeah, but you never saw the original, right?
No. So what are your favorite Native American stories or legends? Because I know that
I was actually researching one called Deer Woman, and she was pretty benevolent and was always helping people out, but she had a habit of luring promiscuous men to their deaths.
I want that job my next life.
And like I said, I've been like looking a lot into like earth spirits, like the Fae, and
Me too.
and how it correlates with Native Americans. Of course, with the Santissima Muerte, they have duendes, which are their version of trolls, and fairies, and I believe they were called hadas. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. My Spanish, I haven't used it in quite a few years, so it sucks.
Yeah, I'm really getting into like the Elven Folk and all that. Yes. Welcome, B. Good to see you.
I had actually just seen a thing where Snow White and the Seven Dwarves was actually the cleaned up version of Freya with her necklace. I forget the name of the necklace. But she wanted, and she had to go get it from the dwarves. So they cleaned it up, and it's based Snow White and the Seven Dwarves is basically the cleaned up version of that.
You would be, you know what? It could be. Yeah. Wow, I'd forgotten about that one, but I want to look into that necklace because, man, Freya's been coming in heavy lately for me. Yeah,
Well,
I forgot about that. I think. Oh, sorry.
That would make total sense because with what we were discussing the last few days about with the residential schools and things like that, that would make total sense why she would be coming out right now.
Oh, yeah. Fierce, that feminine. I mean, man, that just breaks my heart. Can we all just have like a moment to just say, I feel like I have to, just because I it's part of like our people that was just heartbreaking to find out. And I've prayed and said offerings to the ancestors to help out the grieving people and those children find peace and rest. So anyway, what was one of the best rituals you'd say you've performed?
Well, there's one I'm working on right now. I've been going to the creek a lot around here, and I've been bringing things back. And there's like a healing spell that I'm working on concerning the stuff that I've brought back. And then, of course, there was a removal of something that had been put on someone, and I had an issue with the candle going a little bit crazy, and I was like, "Whoa!" I mean, it was shaking. I was like, and I'm not touching it. I was like, "Holy crap!" It kind of freaked me out because I've never had that happen before.
Oh, that's a good sign. Well, depending on the situation too, but most of the time that's a good sign. Unless you're not asking for it, then. But even then, yeah, wow. And if you could scream anything out to the world, what would it be?
Stop pushing your spiritual beliefs on other people.
You heard the lady. No. Yeah. So that was the last question, but I didn't expect it to go by that quick. But I did want to say yeah, just about what was going on. Do you think maybe we should talk about that a little bit, or
that's up to you, because I've not done research as far as how my tribe was affected, and no, and I don't know if Tanji's okay with that because I know that affects Tanji too.
Yeah. I don't want to
But
overstep, but
right.
yeah.
Hello, my fat
We'll leave
monstrosity.
it.
No disrespect,
Other
but
cutie?
oh, this is Aiden, and he's the one that causes all the havoc in the house.
I like him. I like chaotic little
Oh, he.
creatures.
Oh, there's nothing little about this monster. Nothing. He's about 15 pounds of chaos. You're not getting in the window. You're not getting on my altar. Go. Go on.
He's a beautiful boy. And Jezebel, I
Yeah, and
completely.
Riddick. Right, Riddick's your favorite though, but I'm not gonna go hunt him down.
Yes, I love him. I agree with that. Yes. For those who are wondering, like, yeah, so we might as well explain in case someone watches it back. Yeah,
Okay.
I love that, Tange. Yeah, she said, speaking out brings healing.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Well,
So basically, the Canadian government has been fighting with a lot of the indigenous tribes because kids were basically forcibly taken from their homes and forced to go to these schools. And when the time they were in these schools, there was a lot of abuse, starvation. They believe murder in some cases. That's what's been alleged. And that the churches had committed these atrocities against Native American tribes both in Canada, America, and in Mexico. And so now the Canadian government has just went and finally got some cojones, and they're allowing people to come and started looking for the remains of these kids. Now, in the U.S., there was a school, and disrespectfully enough, they had buried the kids, and the cemetery wasn't in a convenient spot on their army base. So they moved all these kids and didn't put the stones back correctly. So now they don't know whose kid is whose. What kid, because they didn't go and do things correctly. So now they have to go through and do DNA testing. And I believe one of the tribes connected to that mess was the Arapaho. And more than likely the Shoshone too, because both tribes same reservation.
yeah.
And this was
And
going
yeah,
on for
concentration camp. It's what it
right.
was.
You kill them, get the Indian out or kill them in the process. And this went on for like the 60s, and probably later than that.
Yeah, so it's tragic, although I'm glad it's coming to light. I think it's needed so that the healing can start and we can put a stop to these monsters targeting indigenous peoples. My father is almost. Oh. Yeah, my
Sorry, go
father's
ahead.
almost a full-blooded Mohawk, or I think it's Iroquois. I don't know. I don't know much about it. I just know my grandfather was still in a tribe. His father, he's passed away now. But since my biological father wasn't around me too much, I know some, but not a whole lot about that side. But I still just want to let people know that my heart is with the indigenous people, and I know Lady Blind Wolf and many other people in the witch and pagan community too are standing with the indigenous peoples, and love that, guys. But yeah, but I have had a lot of fun, Lady Blind Wolf, and we'll have to do this again. And let me see what Tange said. Today's I won't even.
Yeah, Canada Day. Today's Canada Day.
Canceled. And the good people who understand what impact this has have agreed to not have celebrated, but instead have a day of reflection. I love that. I love that.
I wish they would do that here, but
yeah,
no, it's
yeah.
not going to happen.
Yeah, it was quite a lot, and I do hope that they investigate other places now and carry through with that. And yeah, so we'll definitely be putting out good stuff for, those communities and those people and healing, and just try to channel that through our ancestors, and which I already know the ancestors have us, as much as they can. So lots of healing, love, and truth, hopefully. And better days, I can't wait for the day humanity collectively can decide to just love each other, right?
Yeah, that I think that was part of the prophecy of the seven fires, was that, their choices needed to be made in order for unity.
Yep. Love it. Alrighty. Well, thank you so much, Lady Blind Wolf, and thank you, everybody, that has come and shared your thoughts and joined us. I really love this, but
Sorry about my bad
yeah,
internet.
that infuriated me. Like, I had this, yeah. Oh yeah, I was cussing at everything when I saw that, Tange. I agree. And then yeah, ugh. But
What did Tansy say? Because
oh, hi again. Well, all right, guys. I love y'all, and for real this time. Until next time. I love you guys, and love, peace, and positive vibes always.